Apparently, even women who identify as women don't know what a woman is if they dare to use the scientific definition. Rosie the Riveter here with some more truth bombs to blow your mind. Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire released a fabulous documentary in June entitled What is a Woman? It was a quest to answer a simple question, yet he received not only evasive answers, but was told by many, I'm not a woman, so I can't answer that.
A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas. I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
However, Pierce Morgan found one woman, musician Macy Gray, who was willing to answer the question. Others refused to. Unfortunately, her answer was not the correct woke response she was supposed to give, and so cancel culture went after her anyway.
What a woman is, what would you say?
Let's say a human being with boobs. You just start there.
Yeah, I mean, the dictionary is quite straightforward. It just says a human, adult, female, right?
I agree. And I will say this, and everybody's going to hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact. Like, if you want me to call you a her, I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Macy was immediately browbeaten, bullied, threatened with losing her career, and vilified on social media. After being raked over the coals for 2 days by the woke cancel culture, she was forced to apologize.
Well, I never, of course, meant to hurt anybody with what I said. I'm actually a huge. I think it takes a lot of courage to be yourself, to go out in the world and be honest about who you are. And so I think anyone who is in the LGBT community is a hero and sets an example for all of us with that, you know? I've learned so much, and I think, you know, being a woman is a vibe, and it's something I'm very proud of. And it's very precious to me, and I think that if you, in your heart, feel that that's what you are, then that's what you are, regardless of what anybody says or thinks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but yeah, I've learned a lot, absolutely, right. And I'm glad I did.
During the Trump administration, we were told that we must believe all women, no matter what. How quickly we descended to the thought that men who claim to be women are given more credibility in defining a woman than actual women are.
And then that night we watched Leah Thomas win a national title and blow all the other females completely out of the water. And that next day we came back and the mood had shifted to where people were mad. The girls, you know, there were tears. These poor 9th and 17th place finishers who missed out on being named an All-American. There's extreme discomfort in the locker room. There's, you know, kind of these grumbles of...
Is he wandering around the women's locker room?
Yeah. And that's not something, you know, we were forewarned about, which I don't think is right in any means, changing in a locker room with someone who has different parts.
So they just set a dude loose in your locker room and didn't tell you?
Exactly. And so I feel like to have that kind of forced upon us, so not only were we, you know, forced to race against a male, we were forced to change in the locker room with one. And so it's just this feeling of like, what is happening? Like, honestly, like, is this really happening? Like, this is crazy.
But it's really no surprise. Now that women are no longer needed for the liberal agenda, they've been shoved to the side to make room for the LGBTQ plus movement. So men who think they are women can have power and leverage over real women, forcing them once again into the kitchen. This is par for the course, though, as once the Democratic Party knew they had the black community in their pocket, they shoved them right back to the back of the bus to make room for the Hispanics, especially the illegal ones. I'll give you 2 quick examples. Progressive Democrat hero Woodrow Wilson finally supported the 19th Amendment, not because he thought it was a good idea. He vehemently opposed it. But he hoped to take the women's vote by throwing his support behind it. He never really wanted them to have that right. Likewise, as Senate Majority Leader, Democrat Lyndon B. Johnson blocked Republican Dwight Eisenhower's every effort to give true civil rights to the black community. However, once president himself, he eagerly signed the legislation to ensure the black community would vote Democrat for the next 200 years. The next chapter in social manipulation is nothing more than history rhyming again. The latest goal is to silence those who speak out against the LGBTQ+ agenda, bullying them into capitulating and carrying their water. It's the standard operating procedure for the Democratic Party since their inception. Following the Civil War, the Democratic Party's henchmen, the KKK, intimidated, beat up, and terrorized blacks who were all Republicans at the time until they abandoned the freedom given to them by the Republicans and enslaved themselves onto the Democratic Party plantation. Now, any black trying to liberate himself from those shackles is tried in the court of public opinion, automatically found guilty, and subsequently tarred, feathered, and lynched in the social media public square so as to completely destroy them, as well as discourage any more brave souls from doing the same. Just look at what they've done to Justice Clarence Thomas. My video on him is linked in the description below. In the past, the Democrat thugs wore white sheets and white hoods to cover their identities as they strong-armed their victims into surrendering. The intimidation still exists and is used aggressively with one small change. Now openly attacking their opponents, those bullies in the Democratic Party have shed their hoods and sheets, replacing them with well-tailored, expensive white dresses and pantsuits. Democrats have done everything they can to disarm those speaking the truth, both of physical weapons and in verbally defending themselves. Southern Democrats did it by passing laws forbidding blacks to own guns, which they are still trying to do today. Mobs and late-night cross burnings would terrorize anyone stepping out of line, daring to speak out in the past. Today, they just remove your platform from the public square. Fortunately, many conservatives have decided that they just don't care anymore. They will not be bullied. Call me a racist. Call me a deplorable. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me a domestic terrorist. It doesn't matter to me because the truth is the truth and it will always win out in the end. The only reason the opposition resorts to name-calling is because they know without a doubt they have nothing themselves to stand on and back up their agenda. So stay strong, my fellow Americans. We are at war, and we will have the most powerful weapon on our side, the truth. May it set us free. But that's just my 2 cents. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find all my videos, along with more truths and facts, in my liberating letters on thefactspaper.com, as well as hundreds of links to articles combating fake news and propaganda. Don't lose heart. We are winning. America will be great again. We can do it.